We are recording.
So how's the underwater basket weaving been going?
Pretty good. You know, the shellfish are a bit of a problem, but
Yeah.
that comes with any underwater,
Activity.
Yeah.
Well, I actually heard that you were basically fake drowning yourself so you'd get resuscitated by all the lady lifeguards at the underwater basket weaving center.
That's partly true, except it was the only issue with that was at the beach I was at. There's only male lifeguards.
See, you got to do your research before.
Yeah.
Welcome back to That Was Mint.
The only podcast.
The only podcast.
The only podcast.
Just end it right there.
Yeah.
We're back again with Davis on the show once again.
Howdy doody.
Because last time his microphone sounded like a tin can underwater, so...
In another tin can.
In another tin can. In space.
Iron and
where no one can hear you scream.
And no one can hear you talk, apparently,
on
either.
On a podcast.
Yeah.
On the only podcast.
The only one.
The only podcast.
The first podcast and the last.
Like the alpha and the omega of podcasts.
The genesis and the revelation.
The wheel of the podcast continues to spin.
The wheel of pod turns and ages come to pass.
Well, we'll get started today with some recommends.
Ooh, some recommends.
I watched my movie, listened to my music.
I'm a worthless pile of human garbage. I'm a degenerate.
You are lower than
what's new.
I'm lower than the lowest scum there is.
Well, one day, I guess you'll maybe watch a movie. I watched Snatch today, actually. I watched it today.
Hey.
It's pretty good. I don't know how many Guy Ritchie movies I've actually seen. So I don't think this was my first, but it's definitely
your last.
Yes, definitely my last. No, it was like my first prop. I don't know what I've seen. What else he's done?
Sherlock Holmes.
Didn't see it
yet.
Did he do the new
Man
Aladdin?
from U.N.C.L.E., right?
He did Man from U.N.C.L.E. Didn't see it yet.
Oh.
What? Did he do Kingsman?
No.
Yes.
Well, Matthew Vaughn did it.
Oh, no. He did not.
But Matthew Vaughn was a producer on Snatch.
How the mighty fall.
So kind of. But yeah, I mean, I like fast-paced editing as much as the next guy. I like how Edgar Wright does it a little more.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little jarring just because...
It is a jarring movie.
Because there's a lot of freeze frames and really fast stuff, and then it goes slow. And it started to work for me more toward the end when he's like the fight scenes and the sound design and that started to really piece together. I also didn't really understand what the movie was about for about 30 minutes. Because like the joke is like Brad Pitt's character is you can't understand him at all. But like I kind of couldn't understand anybody for a little while. Which, I mean, eventually I figured it out. And like the two stories of like diamonds and then boxing, like they really culminated really well. And I was like, this actually worked pretty well. I'd probably enjoy it if I watched it again. Yeah. More. But this time it was a good movie. I enjoyed it.
Good one.
And then I listened to Alan Parsons Project, iRobot.
iRobot.
Dude, so good.
So good.
I love me some old, was that 77 that album came out? I think.
Yes. 1977.
Well, I mean, we did the video's out by now by the time this is a whole...
We might have mentioned the Alan Parsons Project.
I'm pretty sure he was a producer on Dark Side of the Moon as well, which is where he kind of got that prog, sound from a little bit.
Kind of sounds like it. Actually.
Yeah.
A little bit from a lot of those songs. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Been listening to it a fair amount. So, yeah.
What did you recommend?
For music?
Yeah.
I think I recommended the other Pine Grove album, Marigold.
Oh, yeah. Just Pine Grove, man, gosh, so slept on and just so good. Yeah. And it's just like, it was one of those things where it's just more of good. Like, I don't mind that it's like similar to the other album because it's just
that sound is really we didn't mention them in our video. I'll probably you'd know if it's out, but I'll probably put like a text thing of like, here's some bands we forgot to mention that are modern, and Pinegrove definitely up there. But I mean they have a really unique sound, and more of it is always
good lyricism.
enjoyable.
I mean, just solid band.
Oh yeah. Well, there's our recap. Recommends. Yeah.
Now we got some topics for you. Woo! Quite the topical podcast, you know. And you might have noticed it's Spooktober, so we're gonna have a few spooky topics.
Oh wait, hold on. I gotta do a wardrobe change.
Oh,
I forgot.
Oh yes, Justin has to get extra spooky.
Only the spookiest of spook boys are allowed on this podcast.
Only dudes wearing black T-shirts are allowed on this podcast because we then blend into the background. Like he literally is a floating head now.
There it is.
So
the simple little things.
First things first. I'd like to talk about something me and Davis are doing, a little lifestyle change.
Oh yeah.
So for the entire month of October, we've decided we will not intake any political content in the lead up to l'election.
Ah, yes.
Because
oh boy, I'm excited for it.
October before the election is just like the worst month in the universe.
The last time it was October before an election, we were in high school.
Oh,
I think our senior
we
year.
were in government class, so we talked about it.
It was that class was great.
So
class is amazing.
that maybe it's the sour taste that's been left in our mouths by that, but also, I mean, it's just not a fun environment news-wise.
No, it is. It's not. And even 3 days in, just being out of the news cycle, I already feel just less existentially beat down.
I concur with that.
How's it been going for you, Davis?
I mean, to be honest, I've been getting out of the news cycle over the last like 2 or 3 months just because every time you watch a video or you see a headline or whatever, you just kind of like your soul just kind of slowly just I don't even have a word for it. It's like like Avengers a little bit, the snap,
Thanos,
but it's just very slow, so you just feel every agonizing second of it.
Every particle of your soul as it leaves your body.
Yeah.
So how do you go about avoiding the news? Is that just like you just don't check the news app? Like, do you turn off notification? Like, what's your process for shutting that out?
So I was never a news app guy. I always got my news from YouTube. A lot of just political pundits and independent news sources.
Okay.
So for me, it's just cutting all that out.
All right.
So and I also have 2 accounts. So one of them is more subscribed to some stuff, and then the other one I have more like fun things that are not gonna, get into that realm.
Okay.
So that's how I'm doing it. I'm also just not, on the social medias and just not looking for the news either.
That's smart. Definitely smart. We're working toward a bigger, brighter future with no social media, people.
Yes.
One day we'll get it.
Let's just end it. Should make all social media explode.
Society has moved past the need for social media, I think.
Honestly,
it probably hasn't. But
let's just force ourselves out of it. That's the only way we're gonna get rid of it.
How do you force yourself out of it?
I mean, like
just stop using
ban all social media on a government level.
I think
wait, that might not be good. Some people might take that the wrong way.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's Pandora's box, it's been opened. Can't really stop it.
I hate Pandora and her stupid freaking box.
Dude, speaking of dead social media things, or just websites, Pandora. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
That's a throwback.
I haven't heard the word Pandora in years.
Have you listened to Pandora? more power to you, but you got it. I mean, there's other stuff out there.
I have a good friend that's actually really into
Yeah.
Pandora.
Yeah, he uses Pandora frequently.
If
Religious.
if you're into that, cool. I think it's like nice to like listen to the radio and just kind of whatever comes on type of thing. That's nice. But
it's a good way to discover new music.
I don't think so. Yeah.
But the people who pay for it, you chump.
Can you have to pay for Pandora?
If you want, so basically if you want to make, what is it? It's like you get some dumb feature, like extra feature, like, oh, you don't get ads, but it's still like random music and you pay for it. It doesn't make any sense.
All right. I haven't used Pandora in a really long time.
Other dead social media, Tumblr.
Tumblr, man.
But Tumblr was murdered brutally.
Yeah. Too bad.
Yes, it was.
Taking the porn away from Tumblr was like ripping their liver out. Just a vital organ has been extracted and it's just withered and died.
It's like you take a watermelon and you cut out all the red parts, so you only have the rind. Like the parts that no one likes, really.
I'm a rind man.
I'm a rind.
You're
man.
a rind.
I
man?
will go out and say this, like, every once in a while, I'll eat the rinds. I'll go down to the green
rinds.
skin.
I ate the rinds.
Yeah, I ate the rinds. That's a really old reference to a really old video.
1 person. Exactly 1 person.
And he was in the video.
If you get that reference, comment below. Then you're a real
You're a real fan if you remember that saga of videos.
Yeah.
Are they still up?
I don't remember.
Yeah, go check out ENF Productions, where you find only the most quality content on YouTube.
I think I might have taken some of it down.
Yeah.
Or made it private at least. Because it was when I was applying to college. And I was like, not that anything was like terrible, but I was just like, I don't know, film school, I don't really want people to figure out.
Yeah.
Is a banana peel still up?
Oh yeah.
Banana peel's still up. All the stuff we were like kind of serious about,
Okay.
later projects, we were like, they're just fun to look at.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'll go back and look at stuff we made private every once in a while. I'm like, that was fun. But
Yeah. We mostly got rid of the stuff that's just so bad that there is no way anyone would watch it and find any enjoyment in it.
Yeah.
Except
that's exactly. And like us looking back and being like, man,
good times.
Good times. Maybe there's a memory associated with the video. So.
Yeah.
But now I've kind of embraced the internet videos type of thing.
Yeah.
I would submit like film. I submitted like a project in like my directing class that was like that scooter thing.
Yeah.
That's basically just a glorified YouTube.
Yeah.
I submitted to a film class, and everyone like loved it. They're like, "This is great. Reminds me of YouTube." And
The scooter saga.
And there was like people in that class that put a lot of real effort, and it turned out pretty good, like in a lot of cases. But it's just funny because mine was like digital camera zoom, audio from the camera. Like it was not professional, but it's more fun.
It was a good concept, and that's all that matters.
As long as you had fun, right?
Yeah. I was like, it's directing 101. Like, it doesn't have to be like a masterpiece. Like this is my magnum opus type thing.
Yeah, you're not Baz Luhrmann yet. You're not an awesome director. Ever to walk the face of the planet.
Baz Luhrmann.
What even kind of name is that? Baz Luhrmann.
Baz.
Gosh. Ugh. Baz. If you're watching this, Baz Luhrmann, I hate you. Jeez. I hate your guts.
Baz Luhrmann. Man.
Wow, you're just calling him out, man.
First
Ruthless.
Fantano, now Baz Luhrmann. I'm just gonna tear him to pieces.
Tear him to pieces. Shred him up.
Shred him up.
Yeah. All right. Well, what do we got next on the docket?
Big news. I'll say I was out of the news cycle, but I had to hear this story. Steve is gonna be in Minecraft.
You want to redo that one there, champ?
Steve is gonna be in Super Smash Brothers.
Guys, you won't believe it.
Guys,
Snake is gonna be in Metal Gear Solid.
Oh,
Well, actually, that would be surprising because he hasn't been in like the last 4 games.
you're not wrong.
bro, Mario's gonna
Shut
be in Mario.
Shut up.
Oh my.
You're kidding.
The biggest crossover event of the 21st century. Confirmed.
The confidence with which he said Steve is going to be in Minecraft.
Honestly, the biggest crossover event in all of human history. Even bigger crossover than Anthony and Cleopatra. I mean, and that's a big crossover.
Yeah. That was a crazy crossover. That changed things. Let's get Garrett on the show and talk about Cleopatra and Anthony. He's got some stuff to say, I'm sure.
Yeah. Garrett, if you're watching this,
Which he is.
like, I'd actually like to know, do you know about Antony and Cleopatra? Like, is your historical knowledge that deep that you can just rattle off some facts?
Is he like fascinated by ancient Egypt?
I think he's just fascinated by history.
Oh, yeah.
Man of
Everything.
A man of culture.
When we
yes.
had him on, he was just talking about a lot of history stuff, which like I didn't know a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, Justin's not the history guy.
That computer processing, sent that like dial-up computer. That was my brain. Not in a bad way at all.
Your brain just sounded like a fax machine on its last leg.
No, yeah,
Steve.
Steve's gonna be in Smash Brothers. That's the big news. I'm excited.
No memes here. We're excited.
I think it's actually cool. I think Minecraft's a game that definitely deserves the Smash Bros. Treatment, you know? Like, if you're going to put...
Isn't it like the biggest game like ever?
It's like the best-selling game of this decade. Probably, definitely, I think. I think Sakurai says it.
Yeah, I think they sold it's either 20 million copies or 200 million copies.
Something. It's got to be more than that, even.
It's probably got to be 200 million.
200 million? That almost sounds small, doesn't it?
200? I mean,
I believe that's more than the population of the United States, isn't it?
Yeah, I think
it's some insane number.
A big YouTube video gets like 10 million, so 200 million is like, whoa.
That's what I mean. I think there's easily, I don't know, man. There's a lot of Minecraft accounts that have been sold. Maybe not to however many people, but I think there's got to be like a billion Minecraft accounts out there.
Yeah, and then,
like really,
it's on all the consoles too. Yeah, and there's a billion sites you can use to play it for free too. So how many more people are playing undocumented?
Exactly. Yeah, I think. If it's a game that big, absolutely deserves to be in Smash. Couldn't be more proud of you, Steve. Keep up the good work. Notch is smiling down on you. He's not dead. He's just.
What's this about undocumented Minecrafters? Is this a problem?
A problem? Maybe for Microsoft now, because they're not making those big buckaroos off of it. But
Minecraft with borders. I think that's what we need.
But I'm pretty sure Minecraft comes for free on every Windows computer now, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh my goodness.
He's literally just synonymous with Microsoft. It's also just accessible to everyone.
Oh, I think it's. I think I'll stand. It's maybe not the best game made in the decades, but isn't it kind of the best game made in the past decade?
No, honestly, honest to goodness, 100%. Yeah, probably the best game made in the last decade.
I'd say 100% the most. I don't want to say important, but maybe that's the word for it. Because it literally anyone and everyone can and probably has played Minecraft and enjoyed it at least a little bit.
Well, for this decade, it is influential because Hunger Games became Battle Royale. It started all that stuff. Building, in Fortnite, all this.
The voxel movement was a big one, back, early 2010s. Everyone was trying to copy Minecraft.
And you look at how many mods and things there are that completely changed the whole gameplay. And that's games in and of itself. Yeah. You know, it's this is there's adventure maps I would watch people do all the time, parkour. It's a game. It's it's seriously brilliant. I'm really glad.
And the soundtrack,
greatest game soundtrack ever? ?
Pretty good.
It's pretty good. I don't think it's the best, but
I haven't had more fun playing Minecraft than honestly any other game. It's just the best game to boot up with some boys. Yeah. And just have pure fun.
Exactly.
Well, yeah.
Like you can spend hours in it and not even really do anything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Except when you play with this guy and I'm trying to get bread and I'm about to die and he's just like, nah. And I respawn like 30 miles away.
Yeah, and then you like decimate my arm.
Pure
fist. Because you insult me.
Pure evil.
I've never assaulted anyone except over Minecraft.
Over Minecraft.
Dang, man.
They're now gonna ban it from every computer in the world.
It's one of those games, I think, that just like I'll like take like a year, maybe less than a year, but I'll play single player for a little bit, you know, play little multiplayer with my brother and stuff. But like, you know, it's one of those games I keep coming back to no matter what. Like, I don't think I'll ever get tired of Minecraft.
Oh yeah, I think I feel like I think I got Minecraft in like maybe like 6th grade or something like that. Like probably like 2011, 2012.
Yeah.
And like that's the only game like from that time I still play at all.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's insane.
Yeah. I play, you know, older games every once in a while, a lot of Nintendo 64 stuff, just because like I love those games so much. But as far as like an older game that I was playing as a kid, and pretty much every year since then, I've played at least at some point.
And honestly, nothing from like that time period, like that PS3, Xbox, like other than like Halo, like there's nothing really worth it to really go back and like play seriously.
Yeah, there were some good games, but nothing I played as a kid.
Yeah,
you know, I liked the Uncharted games, but I didn't play them when I was a kid. And even then, those are like the first 2 or 3. Like, there's good stuff, but
and there's always like Red Dead was a great PS3 game, but you could just play Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, there's like a
and
better
it's just
version
better.
of
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every
That's
game
right.
has a better version, so you're not gonna go back and play Uncharted 1 and 2 because you have
That's
4.
That's fair, actually. That's fair. Yeah, Steve.
Minecraft still has the same pixels. They haven't even upscaled the graphics, and
I think they did a slight texture update, but like
Yeah.
nothing like game changing really.
No. They added a lot of graphics. They didn't improve any graphics, which is good.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
just goes to show simplicity just blows everything out of the water.
Yeah. I mean, I don't play much but Tetris. Like, that's a game. Like, right?
Yeah.
Tetris is still one of the biggest games in the world just because it's the easiest thing to understand. It's just blocks going down, fit them. Anyone can do it.
The Kremlin, right?
Yeah.
And Tetris has a pretty good soundtrack too, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
What a song. Let's talk about some spooky stuff.
Some spooky stuff?
It is Spooktober after all.
It is Spooktober. Well, if we're talking about spooky things, why don't we talk about one of the best spooky things? Well, it's not that spooky, but it falls into the genre.
The crushing weight of reality.
Close. Evil Dead.
Ah, okay.
With Bruce Campbell.
That's the crushing weight of the budget reality.
Budget reality, yeah.
The first one. Oh, the movies are hard.
Man, we can't make it with just $20 in a cabin?
Shucks.
They literally almost died. A few times.
Yeah, you guys. I'm assuming you know about the one scene where Ash is shooting out the window, and he's using real shotgun slugs. Like he's firing a live gun on set, facing a camera.
But I obviously I think 2's better. I think 2's I think is the best Evil Dead movie without a doubt. But I love the first Evil Dead.
Yeah, it has merit.
It's so good because it's a student film that somehow like made it to theaters and has gained such a cult following and spawned sequels and a show. Like that first Evil Dead movie, that's magical.
Like when he stabs the ankle with the pencil.
It's like
amazing.
All, like, rubbery.
Yes.
But that's what I like about it. Like that movie. I think I must have said it at some point, but that is just a movie to me. It's just Sam Raimi and his friends, or at least his friend Bruce Campbell, because they grew up together, and they were like, let's just make a horror movie, and they did, and like kind of on accident, it became giant. Now
Yeah.
Bruce Campbell's a major movie movie actor. Sam Raimi's director.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man movies. New Doctor Strange. That's gonna be.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's inspired so many other people to make movies.
Yeah.
Like
he kind of, if you think about it, he's the one that really brought comic book movies to life. Like,
oh, Spider-Man 2 is still considered one of the greatest comic book movies ever made.
You had like Superman from the 70s, and I love that, and like Batman from the 80s. But as far as like the modern superhero, like that first Spider-Man movie, that was all Sam Raimi. He managed to put a comic book on screen, which is crazy.
Yeah. What do you guys think about the Sam Raimi curse, though? Number 1 is good. Number 2 is amazing. And number 3 is just drops off.
What do you mean? I love Army of Darkness. That one's great.
It's just like they didn't.
I get why you wouldn't like it, though.
Yeah. Just for me, like one of the things I just love about Evil Dead is the gore and just the ridiculousness of that. And to see them like take that away just felt like hacking.
I mean, there was that one Fountain of Blood.
There's one scene in the whole movie.
Okay, all right, if you're in for that. For me, I liked Army of Darkness because, again, to me, like all 3 of those movies are just Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell getting more money and opportunity to do things they want to do. You know what I mean? So for the first one, they had like $3, and they made a horror movie with what they had. And then Evil Dead 2, they were like, oh, we have a little more money, and people watched the first Evil Dead. Let's kind of remake the first one a little bit, but like do a new movie. But with Army of
that's just because they didn't own the rights
to the first Evil Dead.
Yeah, they didn't have the rights to it.
They don't have the rights to any of them.
I think they do now.
Army of Darkness.
I think they do now. They have all of them.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because during Ash vs. Evil Dead, in the first 2 seasons, they couldn't reference Army of Darkness because they didn't have the rights to that.
Oh, but they had the first 2.
Yeah.
And then during Army of Darkness, they didn't have the first 2.
Maybe.
Yeah,
that might be.
It like kept. Because I know Dino De Laurentiis like held on to the rights for the first 2 for like a long time.
That might be.
And it was just stupid. It was literally like.
Yeah. But like Army of Darkness to me was them just getting to make like I just know Sam Raimi wanted to make like a night movie, like a Middle Ages, and he just was like, let's just put it with Evil Dead. Like that's what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
Like it's like if we had money to do that and we just made a Middle Ages thing but put the Evil Dead things in it.
Yeah.
So I enjoy it for that, but it is I think the least good of the 3 original ones.
Yeah.
What do you think, Davis? What are your thoughts on Evil Dead?
Evil Dead? Well, Evil Dead was interesting for me because, like, I'd never really been, like, a big horror movie person growing up. And while Evil Dead, I wouldn't call, like, strictly horror, like, you know, by far because, you know, like, it's such a unique combination of horror and comedy that, like, it's almost, like, not one or the other. I don't even know. I'm not sure how to describe it, but like it's a genre of its own almost.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just never been into anything horror, and I remember Ethan was like, "Hey, we should watch Evil Dead 2 one night," and we checked it out, and yeah, that was kind of all she wrote.
Classic.
If you haven't seen Evil Dead 2, oh my God, go and watch it. Like,
Evil Dead 2 is the best one by a lot, actually.
Yeah, like I can't even express how much I love that movie.
It's
and like
too good.
Just how funny it is, like the hilarity and the emotion of just that movie.
To me, it wasn't even like laugh out loud funny.
Really?
I think it's a really funny movie. Like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not scared by the film. I think it's like,
I
don't think it's very much of a horror. If you're like kind of weak, if you haven't seen a lot of horror, I think it'll probably still spook you. Or if you're just not into horror movies.
Yeah.
But like to me, I liked it. Just got the balance so right. Like it was never too funny, and at the same time, it never took itself too seriously. Yeah. But it knew when to like have a cool moment. You know what I mean?
Swallow this.
Yeah, that's like That's cool. That's awesome. And I think
I'll swallow your soul. I'll swallow your soul.
Oh, so cool. And I think that's where Army of Darkness had a bit of a problem. Like, it kind of became a little too much of a comedy, which that problem I do have with Army of Darkness. There's funny, like, Evil Dead 1 was like a horror movie through and through, and then Army of Darkness has like a real skeleton going, I'm got a bone to pick with you. Like that's the, you know, that's where we've gone with that trilogy.
Where we've gone.
So no, yeah, I love him. I think Bruce Campbell is awesome in all three of those and the show. But he's not even like a great actor.
Oh,
you know
no.
what I mean?
This is not at all.
He's the top of the B list.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But he's like, but that's what I kind of love about it. It's just Sam Raimi and him kind of, they're childhood friends, and they kind of stumbled into super stardom. Like, they're both pretty darn big now, and it's just funny to think that such a, you know, mistake riddled movie like the first Evil Dead was how it started, which is great. I think it's awesome. It's inspiring.
Oh yeah,
true, though. They are the A-listers of the B list.
I just remembered. Fun fact: Spider-Man wasn't actually Sam Raimi's first superhero movie.
Oh, that's right.
He did Darkman with what's his name? Liam Neeson.
Yeah. Darkman. Haven't seen Darkman.
A very strange movie. Very strange. But
he also made Crime Wave with the Coen brothers.
That's
I haven't seen that one.
So they're fresh off of. Did you know they're friends? The Coens and Sam Raimi.
I feel like I might have heard.
So
that
they were
somewhere.
all kind of homies. Like when they when the Evil Dead came out, they were like, "Oh, this movie's great." And then
actually, I think
the Coens made Blood Simple. It was kind of similar.
I did know that. I think I heard that.
And so they were like, let's make a movie together. And they made Crime Wave, which no one's heard about. Bruce Campbell's in it, though.
Ooh.
Which is, like, surprising that those three didn't, like, that you wouldn't have heard of that. Because the Coen brothers are gigantic.
Oh, yeah.
In the film world. I mean, we could do a whole video on those guys.
Yeah.
They're incredible. But,
Le Coens.
Le Coens. Disclaimer, haven't seen the new Evil Dead. As in 2011?
11, yeah.
Yeah, haven't seen that Evil Dead yet.
We know the year it came out, but we haven't seen it.
Want to see it at some point. Haven't seen it, so can't speak to that one. And then they made a show on Starz for 3 seasons.
Yeah, it's the balance problem, I guess, with the show. See, for me, I felt like 1 or 2 times they went a little too far in the show.
Yeah.
Like there's a scene where this little girl got thrown into a ceiling fan and like chopped into pieces, and I was like, all right, children dying is where I call the line.
And showing it, like
like fully showing it. I'm like, okay.
I think as weird as this is to phrase, and hear me out when I say there's tasteful ways to do that.
Yes, there's tasteful
There's
child
tasteful ways
death in movies.
to kill a child. You know what I mean? Like,
well, in cinema, let's be clear.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Wait, what?
Don't like start a topic and then throw it on to me to catch. And then be like, how could you bring this up? Like,
Justin, how could you? But yeah, no, there's definitely tasteful ways to portray that, because sometimes you have to portray that to make your movie.
Yeah. Try to avoid it. Try to not put that in your
Yeah, if you can avoid it, do it.
That's with anything. Like, there's certain topics in movies, like, you should try to not put it in your movie if you can help it. Yeah. If the story literally needs it, then go for it, and then from there look at how to deal with it, because there's touchy stuff and there's things you don't want to show on camera.
Like in Pet Sematary, when the kid gets mowed down by the semi.
Do they show it?
I don't know. Do they?
I don't know.
I think they cut away at like the very last second.
I know they cut away in the trailer. I don't know if they did it in the movie. I figured they'd probably do it in the movie because that's just how things are.
Oh, fun fact: the little kid that gets hit by the semi, his name is Gage, and one of our good friends' dad saw that movie and named him Gage.
I did not know that's what he was named
the
after.
His name is Pet Sematary.
That's pretty rad.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I guess that's great to find out when you're a kid. Hey, Dad, where'd my name come from? Oh, you know, the kid that gets semi-splatted in the beginning of this movie.
You were named after a John Wayne character. And
who does not he's not the best guy. I wouldn't say he's someone to look up to.
But at least like it's like a John Wayne. Like,
Yeah, at least
It's
I like
a
the
very
movie.
tasteful performance.
yeah. At least it's like at least you're not like a kid that got run over
Yeah, by a semi truck.
by a, and then
I just get to be named after a really racist guy.
for sure. There you go, folks.
Now you know the origins of my name from the Searchers. We didn't. I don't think we said the Searchers, but that's where it's from.
But yeah, I mean, going back to Ash vs. Evil Dead, like, there's just I just finished it recently, like a couple weeks ago, and there's a lot of stuff, that just like they want to be too like gory, they want to be too funny, but they're not Sam Raimi's writing, and even then, Sam Raimi kind of didn't write much for any of those Evil Dead movies. Like,
Did he not?
well, he probably wrote it, but when you think of Evil Dead, you don't think of the writing.
Yeah.
Like, aside from the one-liners.
Yeah, true. Aside from the one-liners.
There's not a lot of dialogue that is riveting in Evil Dead.
Groovy.
Oh, my favorite moment in movie history. But yeah, I mean, it's a fine show. I think it does its job to, if you really like Evil Dead stuff, you'll probably enjoy most of Ash vs. Evil Dead.
And it's nice to have more Evil Dead. If you like it.
I love watching Bruce Campbell just do his thing. And just do whatever.
Just be him.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Never get too much Bruce Campbell.
No, never enough. Never enough.
So, our next transitioning out of spookiness. Well, for a second. We don't want to get too spooky. We don't want to scare the audience out of their wits. Davis, tell us what's it like being an up and coming musician in the modern era? What's the deal?
That's a big one.
Tell me everything that's wrong with the music industry.
Everything that's wrong with the music industry.
All the producers and people that just messing with your art.
Well, I'll just be like trying to like really jam out, and then my dad says I have to turn my amp down.
Yeah. I swear. Do you call your dad a producer?
I mean, he produced Davis.
Well, it was actually a two-man team. Did you know that?
A two-man team.
Oh, no. I didn't mean to say
What are you trying to say, Ethan? What are you trying to say?
I'm just trying to say that you're a very 2020 type of guy, Davis. Very progressive.
Excuse me?
Jeez. All right, Davis, tell us about your music career.
Yeah, tell us about your music career, Davis.
I leave for 5 seconds.
So I didn't mean to tell everyone about your dads, Davis.
Your dads?
Yeah, Dad's our band.
Someone say dads.
Yeah. I know.
You're in Dad's technically, like a little bit, kind of.
I mean, on the Instagram.
Yeah, in the pictures.
Yeah, go follow a Dad's official. Wait, is that what we're called?
Dad's band.
Dad's band on Instagram.
Hasn't been a post in like a year.
In like 2 years.
Yeah, probably 2 years.
That's how you know it's good.
Yeah, that's how you know you really got the good content.
But who knows if it'll ever come back?
Who knows, man?
Maybe.
What have you been working on? I mean, you trying to shake up the industry at all? Like,
Trying to shake up the industry? I'm honestly kind of scared of getting into like mainstream kind of industry just because like I watched that I didn't watch that video you guys were doing about music, which you may or may not have recorded.
Oh like, yes.
Yeah.
Shortly
may not have been our Led Zeppelin expert.
Yeah. No one who knows for sure. You guys are just going to have to like put a blurry thing over my face. Just like censor out my name. But yeah, you guys are talking about how it's a very consumable sort of music that's very prevalent today. And as someone who hates anything that's easily consumable, it's a bit daunting, you know.
A man of quality.
A man of taste.
Yeah.
Not to like toot my own horn, like, oh yeah, I'm not into like normal music. I'm like, I listen to like, I listened to wire being dragged through a field at 3 a.m. recorded on a.
Yeah, I get what you're saying though.
But yeah, so it's a little bit daunting, but I'm just trying to do, my own thing and stuff, and hopefully we'll have an LP, but possibly an EP out soon.
I have heard some of the perspective tracks, and let me tell you, ladies and gents, good stuff.
Yes.
If you like the podcast, you'll like Davis's music.
Who knows? I might have a single out by the time this actual video goes up.
Shut up. For real?
Possibly. I've just been, honestly, it's just me needing to upload it on my SoundCloud.
Hey, we'll pop the link in the description.
Yeah, by the time this video comes out.
Well, dude, this is your promotion. This is your publicity tour right here.
Yeah.
You're doing this, then Kimmel,
then Kimmel, yeah. And
I don't ever want to be on Kimmel.
Well, you're
The
just
Late
going on
Show.
to trash talk Kimmel.
Yeah.
It's like you're just gonna roast him for 5 minutes and then say, "Go listen to my single."
Yeah.
This is what I'd do.
Like the only two talk shows I'd be willing to go on would be Conan or Letterman, but Letterman's not even on air
It's not
anymore.
on air anymore.
Conan, what a guy.
Conan O'Brien.
Yeah.
You wouldn't go on Alex Jones to promote your music? InfoWars?
If I was ever to play music on InfoWars, I would have to be severely inebriated. Severely. But
Alex.
yeah.
Oh, Alex.
Well,
Anyway, yeah. So, kids, you hear that? Check out the single. We'll pop the link in the description. And if it doesn't come out by the time the video, we'll add it in afterwards. Post production.
No, it's gonna come out by the time of this video because this is gonna be the push I need to actually finally put it up.
There you go.
I like to be a motivator.
Mm-hmm. It's like, you guys ever watch Nathan For You?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Did you guys ever see the one episode where he does motivation for people by taking embarrassing pictures of them and threatening to send them out if they don't reach their deadlines for a certain project?
This is so good.
He's really good. I don't know if I've seen that one, but I love his.
He's a genius.
Yeah. Poop flavored ice cream was.
He's a genius, and he's like one of those kind of Sacha Baron Cohen types where he's just a brick.
Yeah.
You know, like he won't break. I don't think I've ever seen Nathan Fielder.
Oh, not once. I've seen him in that episode I was talking about. He smiled once, and that was the most break I've ever seen out of him.
Smiled occasionally, but that's a talent, man.
Yeah, he's just deadpan.
Put on a
all
character
the time.
forever. That's crazy. Man.
Oh, another quick tangent, just because you mentioned Sacha Baron Cohen. Borat 2.
Borat 2?
It's coming out.
Yeah.
Okay.
They released a trailer.
Just about to say, what happened to that guy? He really just...
No, I watched...
But if he can make Borat 2?
I watched Borat yesterday for the first time fully. Kind of one of those things, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I've seen so much of it,
Yeah.
but I've never actually watched the whole thing. What a great satirical take on everyone. It's so good. And the trailer looks good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it looks as good as the first one. Maybe the first one was just so
lightning in a bottle.
Well, yeah, it's a little more difficult for him now because everyone knows who Borat is.
Yeah.
But it sounds like he's kind of playing into that in the trailer.
Yeah.
How there's bits of him walking around and people are like, Borat, and he's like, no. So he's like, everyone recognize me now. So
because of my movie.
Yeah. So I think there's definitely comedy in that.
Well, there's hope then. I was worried about that guy, honestly.
You didn't like Bruno?
Or what? Bruno. Ali G?
Well, that was before Borat, I believe.
Ali G was?
Yeah, that was what started him, I think.
Really?
He had a show.
Dude, I did not think it was good.
Well,
it's a British thing, I feel like.
It was his show was the Ali G show, and Borat was a character on it.
So it's just too British of humor? You have to kind of be
Kinda.
British to get it?
I haven't seen it, so I can't.
Yeah, I don't know.
Can't say anything on it.
And then he just did all those... He was just him and Helena Bonham Carter were just a duo for a while.
In Les Mis.
And I feel like other movies as well. He did a lot of movies with that kind of crowd, like Tim Burton, Her.
Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna do whatever. But he was King Julian.
Oh my gosh.
His crowning achievement.
Really?
Yeah, he's King Julian.
I had
I had
idea.
no clue.
You didn't, yeah. Isn't that great?
That movie has a stacked cast.
Oh, yeah.
Oscar?
It actually does.
Isn't Chris Rock in that movie? Or is it?
Yeah,
Yeah, he plays a
Rock.
zebra.
Chris Rock, Ben Stiller,
Oh my
David
gosh.
Schwimmer,
Dude.
Will Smith's wife.
Yeah. Well, she's big, I guess.
Who's
She's
the hippo
big.
again? Isn't it?
That's Will Smith's wife,
that's
Jada Pinkett. Well, are they still married? I don't know.
Well, she got into this
I know.
entanglement.
I know what happened. I'm asking, like, are they still married?
I think for the moment.
For the moment.
Yeah, that's what I figured. All right. And then Maurice the No, not Maurice the Entertainer. I'm calling him by his character name. Cedric the Entertainer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then the Penguins, obviously.
Oh.
I know, who were so good they got their own spin-off show.
Which wasn't bad.
And movie.
I like the Penguin
yeah.
show on Nick.
That was
was
fun.
Yeah, no, that was
I
a
watched it.
very
Popped it
fun
on it.
show.
Yeah. It's like, I hate to get too off topic, but like that show and like Back at the Barnyard, aren't those such weird anomaly? Like,
Yeah.
they had, like, Barnyard was like a nothing movie when it came
Yeah.
out. I don't remember many people that saw Barnyard.
Oh, do you want to hear a funny Barnyard story?
Sure.
Dude, so one time I was going up to Sacramento, and we had a little DVD player in our car. So the traffic was literally the worst it's like been ever. It literally took us 10 hours to get there. And we only had Back at the Barnyard, so we just looped it the whole way. Probably watched it like 8 to 10 times.
That's not bad. That movie's pretty fantastic.
This is as good the 12th time. Like, I won't back down every single time. I was just like,
down. Dang, the dad.
dude, Otis is dead.
The cow dad.
Saddest
Otis's
character
dad.
death, man.
Wait, can we? Why does Otis have an udder?
I mean, would you rather look at the other option?
No, yeah, you're right.
It's because he's a cow. Cows have udders.
Sure.
When I was a kid, I didn't question it.
Oh no, I had no idea when I was a kid.
I wasn't no zoologist. All right. What do we got next on the
What's on the menu? Oh, spice.
Spice?
Starsigns. They're stupid.
They're stupid.
Like, yeah, I mean, it's
They are stupid. I agree.
it's just like, oh, like I ran my semi through a school zone and killed 30 children. Gemini move.
Jeez, I'm such a Leo.
Oh, I'm such a Leo.
You're a Cancer. That's what.
Oh, and then when someone's like, oh man, what's your birthday? And you're like, oh, you tell them, and then they're like, oh my god, you're a Sagittarius. I could see that. Like, you're like this, and you're like this, and I'm like, you don't know me, so stop talking about me like you do.
I've never thank God. I don't think I've met many people or any people that have genuinely been into. But I dread it.
You're
know what
lucky.
I mean, I dread it every day. I wake up. I know what I am. I think you're a Sagittarius,
Yeah.
right? I'm a Sagittarius then.
Yeah.
But I don't care. Like, what does that mean? Like, it's yeah. I get. Oh, I did get asked like on a poll. I forget what I was doing, but something. It was like get to know you, and it was like, what's your name? What's your age? And then it was like, what's your star sign? Or the other one is like your personality type.
Yeah.
Like not like INFP or any of those. Like those are kind of maybe I'm just old school.
I mean, those are like super, like actually like factual based because you
Yeah.
like take tests for 'em for them and stuff.
And there's been tons of research
Yeah.
done by people.
I think it's interesting to look it up and see. I forget. I think I'm an ISFJ,
Yeah.
so I think that's what I am. But
ENFP.
and it's ENFP.
That's me.
Dude, you're.
ENF production.
I was gonna. Wait, whoa, dude, that's crazy.
I just noticed that right now.
That's
For the
nuts.
first time on air.
That's crazy. And like, it's cool to look that up and be like, oh, interesting. Or like the Enneagram thing, like
Yeah.
I'm a 3-wing 7. I don't know what any of that means. I don't remember what I am. I know I've done it before, but like I can't remember. I guess my problem is when people like take that so seriously and like just bring it up unprompted. You're like, oh, I dropped my my drink today, and it's like, oh yeah, that's a type 3 subsection B move of you, and it's like, what are you talking about, man?
Oh, and a subsect of the whole star sign sort of thing, I feel like, is all the witchcraft stuff.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
girls being into like alchemy.
And like the little books, like the witchy witch or like modern witch, salty witch, and it's
I just don't understand like what draws someone to that. It seems like something you do in 5th grade and then like move on from.
Really? Like it's like one of those like yeah, it is a 5th grade. That's like the perfect age group to describe that.
But it's also like it's not even real witchcraft. Like if you look into real witchcraft, kind of cool, kind of interesting to look at, but this is just watered down garbage.
Yeah.
If you're learning witchcraft from a book you bought at Barnes and Noble, you're not doing it right.
Yeah. The correct witchcraft books are like sealed under a tomb.
Yeah.
They're bound in like human flesh and written in blood.
Or it's on papyrus.
And they're called the Necronomicon, and you find them in a cabin. I guess the bottom line of that is, you know, it's Nito Supremo to figure out what your personality
Supremo.
quirk. I don't know if you're like, wow, I'm a this cool, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Don't like take too much stock in it.
Well, even star signs, it is just glorified personality types.
Yeah.
It's just easier because it's by month.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you're this. Let me Google it. Okay, here's the basic. And it's not even that they're that specific. Like everything under every month kind of could apply to anybody.
Oh yeah, that's the whole trick. Is it's general enough, and it's self-satisfying too. You got to remember, like each one has some self-satisfying traits that people are like, oh yes, I like to think I'm like that.
Yeah. It's like you're good at conversations sometimes.
Sometimes.
And it's like, oh my gosh, that's me.
It's like sometimes you like to go out with friends, but sometimes you just really need to be alone, and you're like, oh, that's so me.
You love food, but not too much unless you're craving.
You feel anxious in certain social environments.
Yeah. You are a librarian. You're a librarian.
Yeah. And I think the whole takeaway from this is if you come up to me and you ask me what my moon sign is, you're getting punched in the face. So don't. This is my first and final warning.
You can say it in like a parody, like if you're joking around.
Oh yeah, for
like,
sure.
Bro, what's your star sign? That's funny.
Then I'll joke punch you in the face, like, oh, poof.
My joke punches are normal people's real punches.
And then you look over them and be like, oh, sorry, it's because I'm a Sagittarius.
It's because I'm a Libra.
Yeah. It's obnoxious.
Just give him that Mike Tyson right hook. Knock their freaking block off.
Jack Lambert, grab him, just pile drive him to the ground.
Suplex in the concrete.
Give him the tombstone.
Give him the tombstone.
Undertaker, just
bury them.
Oh, fun.
So should we keep going on the spice?
We could go with some more spice.
I got another spicy hot take for you guys.
Mm.
You know boomers?
I'm aware.
You know how they really like to complain about millennials?
Yes.
I think it's very funny, and it's quite ironic that they like to complain about millennials so much when they're literally like the parent generation of millennials. So it's really you're just harping on yourself for doing a bad job raising all these people. Like literally, I've heard like in real life. This isn't just like, oh, it's on the internet comments. Like, no, real life. I've been around boomers, and they're like, these millennials, they don't know how to take care of themselves. Oh, they always have to call their mom to do everything for them. Like literally, it was like every millennial like can't pay a bill. They have to call their mom to do it. And it's like, wait, you're the one who did that. Like, why are you complaining? It's your fault. It's not theirs.
Yes.
Like, it is in literally no way the millennials' faults. Like, honestly, millennials, you got it pretty bad because it's the boomers' fault. And I think that's the crux of all of this, is it's all the boomers' fault.
Everything.
Everything. Every single thing.
I think, I agree with some stuff. I think that some of it, sometimes in some cases, is that kids of a younger generation are just irresponsible people and just where did they learn that from? That can certainly be talked about. But I think there are cases where there are people of that age that are like, they're just like, whatever, I'm just gonna do whatever, because I don't know, they have other influences like friends or other people in their lives that are maybe more cool
hip cool people. But, What's also, it's just deflecting responsibility for messing up. Like, that's all it is.
Oh yeah, I think you do have to accept part of the blame.
Yeah.
Depending on whatever the case is. I think my parents raised me pretty well. I wouldn't fault my parents for anything.
My parents are boomers, and I don't fault them as,
Mm-hmm.
They didn't do bad.
I think my parents
or anything like that.
I don't know where the age group like of that generation specifically starts and ends.
Yeah, no, I'm not too sure.
but in any case, like if there is a problem in any, and not just parenting, like work relationships, like when there's some, like if you're part of a team and you're working together, and if people in charge are making mistakes and listening to other people and then shifting all the blame to someone younger, then that's a problem, because you got to take responsibility a little bit for some of it. So
it's a very ethereal and far off concept, taking responsibility for your actions, right? Like, wait, is that a new thought? Did we just come up with a new thought?
I think so.
I think no one's ever thought of this before. Dude, if you do something wrong, you gotta actually like take responsibility for your actions. Do you believe that? It's crazy.
Here's something more radical.
Okay.
And just because you're being radical, I want to be radical too. I just had this thought, and I think it might be the first time this has ever been thought.
Oh my gosh,
before.
let's go.
But I think, like, what if people just like were honest to each other?
Bro,
I'm leaving. Like, I can't be
And
a part of
just,
this
like,
podcast. Honesty?
And just like, like we're straight up with people.
What
if that happened?
You might tell like people how you actually felt
instead of like concealing it and being all passive
and
about
like
it.
fake?
Yeah.
Dude, I think you're on to
I don't
something.
know. I think
you should write a book.
What do you think, David? Do you think I should write a book about that?
Yeah, I think you should do a tour of the United States with the TED Talks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Talking about why you shouldn't lie.
That's the title. That's the title of
Why you should not lie.
my talk.
Because it is bad. And then just walk off the stage.
Because it's bad.
Standing ovation.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, being honest and taking responsibility for things you did wrong is like, I think that might be one of the most far out things we've ever come out with on this podcast. I'm saying that right now.
I know, that's some high level thinking required.
Some high level satire right there.
Man.
So, all right, we've gotten serious. Let's get spooky. Again. Let's get
Spoopy.
Oh, Fitzroy's flying. Because of the black is green screen, right? Yeah.
Ooh. So, let's talk about Blumhouse, boys. It's October.
Yes.
Blumhouse has been the king of October for the last few years.
The premier source of horror prestige filmmaking.
Yes, those A24 hacks, bunch of idiots. Can't even make a good movie.
They put their logo in front of the trailers all big. Like, ooh, Blumhouse, focus up, guys. You're going to want to watch this one. Like, when A24's logo pops on the screen, I'm like, oh, okay.
All right, time to barf.
I'm like, yuck, and I turn the TV off.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, that's what I do.
Like, what are some Blumhouse classics we could reminisce about?
Some Blumhouse classics.
Happy Death Day.
Happy
Masterpiece.
Death Day.
Didn't even reinvent the wheel, just smashed it and made the wheel square. You know?
Mythbusters actually proved you can drive a car with square wheels.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it more efficient?
No.
Oh, man.
They were like, can you do it? And then they got it fast enough, and it basically at a certain speed it becomes like it's just a wheel. It's bumpy obviously because it's square. But they were like, I mean, you could drive a car with square wheels, but you'd never want to.
You need mad suspension.
Basically is what they were saying. But yeah, I mean, disclaimer, I haven't seen Happy Death Day. I don't really have any intention of seeing it.
I saw the trailer, and I actually predicted the ending from the trailer. So I think I've technically
You've
seen
told
it.
me that.
Basically seen it.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this story. I saw the trailer. I was like, basically, I was like, this looks so stupid. I'm gonna watch the trailer and figure out how this movie ends. So I watched the trailer, and literally the second like frame, I'm like, it's the roommate. And I went on Wikipedia, and I was like, it was the roommate.
Maybe you should put a spoiler warning in case anyone.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Still wants to see
Spoilers
it.
for the masterpiece. Happy Death Day.
And I guess subsequent spoilers for Happy Death Day to You.
Wait, there was a sequel, wasn't there?
Yes.
Oh my
Yes, there
god.
was. I don't know how you justify a sequel like that. And again, I really don't plan on watching the movies. But I do know that I think especially now Blumhouse has taken that approach of like horror comedy, but not in a
Comedy.
not in a good way like Evil Dead 2 does it, or more recently, and this is a Blumhouse film too, but Get Out.
Yeah.
Pretty great horror comedy.
But Jordan Peele was involved, so.
But Jordan Peele's involved, and so basically the thing is Blumhouse, like 9 out of 10 Blumhouse movies, probably more than that honestly,
Yeah.
are just bad.
Steaming heap.
They're just not good. But they're cheap and they're easy to make, and they usually make a lot of money back at the box office.
Because for some reason there's like a lot of simpletons out there in the world who really like this stuff.
I couldn't tell you why, but it's true.
Confusing, really.
I
think it's the same crowd that takes the 3-year-old to see it.
True.
I might be onto something here.
I saw a family once go see Logan. When I went to go see Logan in theaters,
God.
I saw like a family of 7, and there was like a bunch of 6-year-olds there, and I was like,
I saw that was like Deadpool. I saw like this one dad and like 7 like second graders just walk in, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Because people don't think about when they go see them. Like, there's people out there, if that's your thing, if you're like an adult and you're just like, I'll see whatever's in theaters. That's fine, but when like you're a parent and you're taking your kids and it's like, that's got a superhero in it, I think. So let's go watch that. Like, no, do your research a little. At least.
Like,
look at the rating.
Yeah. Look at the rating. Come on.
Maybe watch the trailer. Maybe get a feel for like what the movie is.
Dude, IMDb has a parent's guide.
That's every movie.
Every movie, it will tell you everything bad in it. You just boop.
Yeah. It's free.
I know, because my parents used to look on that stuff all the time. They're like, let me see what's in it. Like, oh no, boy and girl kissing?
No.
Too spicy.
Too spicy. But Blumhouse basically rarely, and I think this is the main reason they're still as big as they are, is they've put out Whiplash, they put out Get Out, and that's the only 2 that come to mind at the moment.
Yeah.
But those are 2 really great movies from good directors.
But also, you don't think of those movies, and Blumhouse doesn't even come into your head at all.
Oh, no.
Like, you see the logo in the beginning, you're like, really?
Yeah.
Like, when you think Blumhouse, you're thinking Happy Death Day.
Paranormal Activities.
What else? They're doing that Vince Vaughn movie.
Same director as Happy Death Day.
Come on, Vince. Come on, man.
Come on, Vince.
Like, you really gotta go. What's that one where he was like everyone, like 50 kids' parent?
Delivery.
Yeah,
Man
Delivery Man.
Yeah. Didn't watch it.
Did you watch the one where he and Owen Wilson went to work for Google?
The internship.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, I didn't see that one.
It's bad.
I love Vince Vaughn as much as the next guy.
But has he ever been in a good movie?
I think Wedding Crashers is supposed to be pretty good. Or what was the other one? Swingers?
Oh, Swingers I heard was good.
Yeah.
It's like the 290s movies or whatever.
I mean, Swingers is like
older?
super early 90s, I think. Like, that's one of his first like big ones, I believe.
I don't even know. Has Vince Vaughn ever been in a good movie?
I don't think so.
He's in Old School, and Old School is a very funny movie. So, but he's not the main character though. So
okay, that might be it. Maybe he's just reserved for side deal type things. He was in the second Jurassic Park, which is like one of the worst Jurassic Parks. So
he has a good just demeanor, like just.
Oh yeah,
I think person Vince Vaughn is just it's good.
Yeah.
Oh, he was in Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Okay. Haven't seen that one either.
That movie, It's not bad, honestly, for being, a very Rudy Tooty shoot 'em up.
Rudy Tooty shoot 'em.
It's
Shoot
it's
'em,
not
boot 'em.
awful, honestly.
Yeah. But Blumhouse, I mean, I think what a lot of people get
Bumhouse,
as they will now be referred to. I think a lot of people see, because they kind of have a monopoly over horror these days. It feels like
sadly, yeah.
a lot of, especially horror that actually gets released in theaters, is produced or at least associated with Blumhouse in some way.
It just seems like they're just like, what can we make that's just as widely appealing as possible? And I guess it just goes back to that whole easily consumable thing.
Mhm.
It's just like, I don't know. It's like bland. It's like a saltine.
Saltine crackers.
I kind of like
saltine
saltines, actually.
Well, saltines, yeah, they're pretty.
They're
Okay,
good.
maybe saltines aren't a good example.
They're good, yeah.
Like communion crackers. That's what
there
Blumhouse
it
is
is.
like communion crackers.
There it is. That's the one.
Like everyone eats them, right?
Yeah.
Every Sunday, but it's bland.
Yeah, you don't look forward to it.
No, you
and
don't.
You're not going to remember it. Yeah. I mean, what was I going to say? I don't remember. Oh, yeah. Just like, then you have these horrors that are like Happy Death Day or this new Vince Vaughn movie. They're really only made because of other more successful movies.
Yeah.
Happy Death Day is like, let's just do Groundhog Day, but a horror. And then this it's called Freaky. They didn't even try to mask what they were referencing, but it's just Freaky Friday, but horrors in it. And to me,
Or horror, quote unquote.
oh yeah, horror in that there's a murderer out there. And
Like it's honestly like it's not even a parody. It's like a cheap knockoff of horror.
yeah,
Like the cheapest Chinese ripoff version of horror you could think of. Not that I'm saying Blumhouse is Chinese or anything. I don't even know. Maybe
I
they
don't
are.
know. I don't know.
Maybe Blumhouse is in Xi Jinping's pocket, bro. I don't know. Maybe it's just the propaganda arm for the Chinese government.
Could be.
Could be.
Could be.
Maybe we're the propaganda arm for the Chinese government. I said maybe. And like I think you can take ideas from other movies like Groundhog Day. There's a lot of movies that are Groundhog Day, but with like Palm Springs just came out with Andy Samberg.
Yeah.
It's Palm Springs, it's Palm Springs.
It's Palm Springs, but
It's
Andy Samberg.
It's Groundhog Day, but like way more of a comedy and
Yeah.
different. Edge of Tomorrow. It's like Groundhog Day, but
Kinda,
like
yeah.
it's got action.
Sci-fi.
They're good, Not the most original movie I've ever seen, but I enjoyed it, and they took a concept somewhere new and interesting. But you can't just take like an idea from a sci-fi thing and then just put horror in it, and then like cast someone like Vince Vaughn, and, like call it a day.
Yeah.
Like what's
just
like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
yeah.
Could you imagine if they made a movie called like Tiny, and it was about like I'm a teenage girl, and then she like a killer comes for her, and then she like gets small. I don't know.
All right, I feel like some big producer's gonna watch this and steal that idea, Justin.
Yeah, and
They're gonna be like, "That's amazing! I gotta pitch this to Blumhouse."
hit me up. Give me writing credits. I'll make it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, we could make like a movie.
Oh,
like that.
yeah.
Like, I would probably lose my soul in the process, but we could do it.
You probably make some good money though.
You can
Yeah,
make some cheddar for the
that's-
real movie.
That's the trick about modern horror, especially Paranormal Activity popularized that, and that goes back to like Blair Witch Project, and
Yeah.
which that was interesting because that was like the first, kind of one of the first found footage I know certainly to get popular.
Yeah.
But they're dirt cheap to make, and they're basically guaranteed to make you a lot of money because
Yeah.
people will, like, so many people went to go see Paranormal Activity. That movie is like webcams and like
A house.
angles that just like don't even look like professional angles because that's the whole shtick of the movie.
Yeah. Bad special effects.
And so they made like 7 of them, and they made so much money off of them because they didn't cost anything. You're basically guaranteed a profit.
Yeah. And you just rope the sheep in, man. Like, you just get the herd.
Yeah.
Just just usher them into the movie theater. Bah, 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 boom,
Nice sound effects. I really appreciate the authenticity.
Yeah.
It looks like the battery's dying.
Oh my gosh. Well, guys,
So we'll wrap it up with some recommends.
it's been amazing. Oh,
I think it's dying. Hold
oh
on.
no. Oh, recommends.
Hey, we good. We hit an hour and 10 minutes, so.
Woo, lordy.
Ooh, time flies when you're having fun, huh?
Yes, it does. I don't know how much longer that's got, so we gotta.
Okay, jeez. Well, you do yours first, because
Okay, my album. My dad showed me this album. It just came out. It's called Shore by Fleet Foxes.
Oh, Fleet Foxes.
Have you heard of them?
Yes.
I just heard of them.
Very good. Wait, which
Shore.
one is that? Okay, I haven't heard
It
that
just
one.
came out. I've been listening to it a little bit. I like it. I haven't heard the whole thing actually, but enjoyable stuff. You ever heard of them, Davis?
Fleet Foxes, I know Ethan has played them for me, but I've never perused their catalog on my own before.
Got it. Well, I enjoy the album. And then for my movie, you ever seen American Graffiti?
George
Ooh,
Lucas?
Good movie.
No?
Very good movie.
American Graffiti.
Okay.
Classic. My mom loves this movie, and she
the
saw
Wolfman.
The Wolfman. I love the Wolfman. And she saw it was on HBO Max, and she was like, "We're gonna watch it." And I watched it, and I was like, "This is awesome." Good little, driving through.
Mm-hmm.
Where are they? Like somewhere in California, I think.
Yeah, it's like weird. It's like a small town, but like it's also like kind of poppin'.
Yeah, but it's like it's got a nice energy to it. I feel like stuff like Happy Days in that era of like the 50s. It's fun. It's a fun movie. I'll rewatch it at some point.
Have you seen the sequel?
No, I heard it wasn't as good.
Yeah, I've only seen bits of it, but like,
Okay.
what's the kid with the glasses?
Oh, I don't remember his name.
I don't know.
I know the kid. Yeah.
He's in Vietnam in the second one.
Oh.
He's in Vietnam?
Hey, there goes the camera, guys. I'll put an image up.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So, actually, could you give me a sec to
Yeah.
Wow, how professional, Ethan.
Hey, you haven't seen that many older films, huh?
Not really, but I don't know. It's like easier for me to pick up a newer movie just because I'm like, might be a little more polished. I don't know. I'm not opposed to any old things, but a lot of old stuff also, like, the older you get, like, the less credits there are. So when a movie says it's like 2.5 hours, it's like really 2.5 hours. So maybe that's a little hesitation on my part.
Okay, we'll put you on. Have you ever seen Animal House?
I love Animal House.
Oh,
so yes.
Darn.
Classic. I loved it way more than I thought I would, by the way, when I watched it.
Yeah, no.
I was like, whoa, this
Phenomenal.
is amazing.
Yes.
Okay.
Back when National Lampoon still did good stuff and not just their one with Ryan Reynolds that they milked for like 3 or 4 movies.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Wait, what? Which movie?
They did Ryan Reynolds
It's
things.
Van something, right?
Van Helsing. No, not Van Helsing.
Van Helsing.
Van Wilder.
Van Wilder. There it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
They did like 3 or 4 of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. All right, I got a good one for you. Have you seen Trainspotting? With the boy Ewan McGregor?
Not yet. You recommended it on the Zoom one.
Okay. We will re-recommend Trainspotting then.
Ooh,
Very
fantastic.
good movie.
You can watch the sequel too.
Fair warning, there's a dead baby. So I just
Well,
want to tell you
spoiler.
because I don't know. I feel like that's something you got to tell someone before watching that movie. It's just like it's like I don't know. Especially if you recommend it. It's like, come on, man, you had to recommend the thing with the dead baby, bro.
That's fair.
And then my album will be it will be Lady World by Twerp.
Oh, some twerp.
Some Twerp. So we're talking about the 80s gushing. So another band that, just goes full on into that ridiculous kind of Saturday morning cartoons 80s music. If I could describe it in any way. Like imagine just He-Man just made into music.
That's a dream come true. Davis, you have any movies or albums you think we should check out? We didn't check out Garrett's. I didn't.
What did he?
I forget.
I'll have to go back.
Wow, the disrespect.
I don't think we've watched like any of our audience recommends. But hey.
We'll get around to it.
I'll do a music one because I feel like movies are a bit harder to gain access to.
Yeah.
Since y'all were talking about 80s music, I'm going to go the flip side of 80s music with You're Living All Over Me by Dinosaur Jr.
Ooh, Dinosaur
Came out in 1987 and is possibly, I would say, like the first like one of the first major breakthroughs of like indie music. Like in like the sort of into like kind of what it is now. Not like in the terms of like, you know, the whole shoegaze lo-fi thing, but the more just like, hey, let's just try this crazy thing that like, no one else is really doing.
And is that the one you played while we played basketball that one time?
No, I played one of their newer albums, which is a little bit more accessible. But I mean, You're Living All Over Me, one of my favorite albums all time.
Okay,
just an outstanding achievement in just outrageous guitar.
Okay.
Really.
Okay.
But yes, very good album.
Well, guys, that's been the show. That's the show right there.
That's
I mean,
the
you
show.
don't have to look at the camera.
Oh wait, are we gonna use the audio though?
We'll still use the audio.
Yeah. So you can't see us, but we're leaving.
Yeah, can there just be like a kind of crappy like MS Paint drawing of the three of us?
Yeah, I'll work on. I'll put something together. All right, so thanks guys for watching. Thank you, Davis, for coming back on the show.
Oh, of course,
Yeah.
it's always a pleasure.
Revenge of the D.
Revenge of the D. Always have you on. Yeah.
Make sure you guys smash that like button. Just go ham on that comment section and check out Davis's EP. Link in description.
Well, single.
Hopefully
EP soon. But
EP
single.
soon. We'll have him on when that drops.
Oh,
yes.
boy.
On his next publicity tour. It was very hard to book him, by the way.
It was
so
impossible.
we do things for you.
Yeah, we pull some
We
strings.
pulled some strings. We
Get it
called some
together.
powerful people.
All right.
Powerful people that might have COVID right now. All right, later.
All right. Well, hang on. Let's walk out the door. Let's leave. Oh yeah.
Wait, but I made the fake door noise.
Echo.
Echo. Now it's only the ghosts.